Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. And and of course, everyone may have guessed what this video's topic will be. As in last video, I told you about the finest way to learn CNC programming and the best start either. And if you have seen the last video, you must know that learning fundamentals is the best start. One thing you may have noticed about the last video is whenever I was talking about a system or a list, they were properly arranged, but while talking about the fundamentals, they were just shuffled, and the reason behind this is interconnection between them. All the points before fundamental had a specific way or any kind of connection between them. But when it comes to fundamentals, every point in it has its own concept and are not related with each other, but all of them are directly connected to the syntax of program. And making these shuffle points easier to learn is the biggest problem for me. But anyways, someone has to do this. So in this video,
Hey, the workshop guy, let me tell you, you just forgot to introduce me.
yeah, during these days of quarantine, I just thought about keeping a watchman for my workshop, and that's what she is.
I'm not a watchman.
Oh, really? So what do you call that guy who just sits beside the main gate and does nothing?
A watchman?
Exactly. And I don't want any excuse on that. So in this video we will discuss about what are the fundamentals, what each of them means and what they do in actual program. So let's find these answers after that famous and boring dialogue that every YouTuber does.
If you haven't seen the lost video, see it first and then come for this one, okay?
Okay. Oh, I really can't decide from where to start, but I think we need a Deadpool for the job.
Ha! Did you just call me?
Nope, he didn't.
But I am the only Deadpool.
So let's make a Deadpool with title Fundamentals of CNC Programming. So before starting, you just need to understand concept of machining. And as we are moving with CNC lathe, here's what lathe actually does. Lathe just has a special kind of mechanism called chuck, which holds the workpiece using its jaws. I had a special video for chuck, you may check it out also. After holding workpiece, chuck rotates while rotating workpiece itself. And then it's not that difficult, just a tool with sharp tips moves over the workpiece while removing material. That's it. But now, tool movement has its own importance again. It can be subdivided into different concepts such as feed rate. Okay? Feed rate is just a speed of tool moving over workpiece. Now, if your tool moves, it must have some speed, Maybe it is in mm per revolution or mm per minute. And actually its value changes with change in material of workpiece or of cutting tool. But don't worry about because we have standard charts. Here you can find the proper feed rate for the according material.
Don't you think you're moving too fast?
I know I am moving on too fast, but don't worry, you will be still able to understand these concepts while doing the actual program. In other words, we just want to take an overview around these. Next parameter we need is cutting speed. So, feed rate was the speed of tool along its axis and cutting speed is the speed of workpiece respective to the tool. In simple words, if the workpiece has its own eyes and he is watching towards the tool, then he will feel some speed of himself, just like we feel our speed in a car while watching trees outside. So that speed is cutting speed.
Whoa, you are doing great job, but it must have some formula to calculate.
Of course there is.
But do we really need that?
That's a nice question. See, everything in this universe has its own limits, just like you can't lift me on it, okay? And just like that, there is the obvious friction between tool and workpiece while cutting, and during this, a lot of heat is being generated at that point. And this heat not only damages the surface finishing of workpiece but also reduces the tool life. So remember, your cutting speed must not exceed the standard one.
You can now move to the next point.
Okay. Next point is simple, which is depth of cut. And this is just the maximum length of cutting tool in which it is in contact with the workpiece. And when it comes to decide this, just remember, if your material of workpiece is not so hard, then you can keep this up to the tool nose radius. And if your tool is of this type, so voila, your path is clear. You can do it up to the maximum length of your insert of tool. But remember, if your material is not so hard. So this will be a lot for today. It doesn't mean that only the parameters I discussed today are the fundamentals and you are now ready to go. But there are some other concepts which need a special video. No, actually you are ready for programming because the topics I did not discuss today are to be learned after basic programming. But just don't forget to watch my that very old video on manufacturing processes. And after that, just subscribe and let your friends know about this series.